what I can tell you, I can definitely, come on, I can definitely tell you that inside these boxes, there ain't no hosses. Inside the box, there ain't no hoss. We could go with that, which is obviously why I'm wearing the hat that I'm wearing, because my Mopar hat still, like, I don't have it. So I would have wore the Mopar hat. You can see we obviously got Chevy and Ford, and there's also a movie called Ford versus Ferrari that I actually, if you haven't watched that movie, it's actually pretty cool. And no, I am not a paid sponsor for Ford versus Ferrari, but I do like the movie. So what is happening, everybody? We got COVID and coffee here. There's obviously an ad here. I got my Hoss, what's up Hoss hat on right now. I think it's funny. My wife, she's like, you haven't worn that hat in years. I'm like, yeah, I know, honey, because, you know, it's a different kind of hat to wear. But I figured it was kind of appropriate. Let's get these boxes kind of in there. You don't want to be looking at me. You want to look at that symbol right there. What's that? Is that called a logo? And then you got a couple of other logos down there. Ford, Chevy. Should have been a Mopar sitting right in the middle. We do have a coin. And I know I'm dragging this out, but I have to tell you, it's actually fun for me. And there's a couple of people, you know, they're obviously leaving the typical comments, you know, like seemingly negative. But like I always say, I'll always put a positive twist on, you know, basically whatever negative comment is out there. But this is an 1878 Morgan silver dollar coin that I am actually going to use to make the decision on which box I open. The only thing is, how do you do it? Because a lot of times people go, okay, well, number one should be heads, and then number two should flip that so you see it the right way. Number two should be tails, right? I'm actually pulling for one box. So out of these two boxes is obviously the bottom one right here. That bottom one came in first. That was a if it's what I think it is, it's a shocker to me. Which you just gotta understand. Like if it's what I very highly suspect that it is, I've gotten some clues. I still have not opened that box, and that's literally how I do it. Meaning, somebody sends me a box. I mean, the only thing is you got to be careful what you do on live. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm gonna let the coin decide which box to open. It's just I'm actually pulling for the bottom box. I'm pulling for the bottom box. So the box. This box right here, which is the top one, is actually box number 20 of 686 units that went out. And for people that are familiar, I guess, with if I go down like further, like if I was to go down this way, a little bit further down tells you what's in that box. But this is actually box number 20 of 686. Yeah. The other one is box number 169 of 750 boxes. And, you know, some people, you know, go pretty nuts. Let's get this back in frame. I shouldn't have messed with it. Some people go pretty crazy with, like, trying to, you know, it's almost, it's pretty cool, though. They go pretty crazy with trying to figure out, like, you know, what's in the box. Like, you know, people like screenshot stuff and they'll like zoom in and analyze, and that I actually think that's pretty cool, because that means people are kind of like being detectives, and it can get a little creepy only when people start going, you know, well, I GPS locationed your house, and it's like, whoa, guy, okay, cool. You know what I mean? It is funny, you know. But I'm just going to jump into the chat real quick, just say hello to everybody. I do want to take this hat off because this hat is pretty hot. I think it's supposed to be what? high 80s today or something like that. Let's see, what do we got here? We got a temperature today of, yeah, so it's gonna be mid to high 80s, I guess. I'm thinking, all right, mid 80s, but it's gonna be humid. So the humidity right now is 77%, and you can, I can actually see it through my glasses. I can see there's like a slight like little haze or fog or whatever you want to call it. So, but like I said, I just want to jump into the chat real quick and just say hello to everybody. And no, this will not be a hoss. There is not a hoss in the box. So we had RC Master first. What's going on, guy? Lauren Cronish was here. I think he may have taken off. We got CSL. Right, you got to drive to work, right? Jo, what's going on, guy? We got Jerry V82. What's going on, guy? Pretty sure I know who you are. Felony and Big Rock. Dude, you never know, man. You never know. I mean, I know what's in one of the boxes. The other one, until I open that box, I actually don't know what's in it. Like, I mean, yeah. I mean, I could like have taken a razor blade and like slice it open and then take package of tape and package it up, but I'd rather not do it that way. I'd rather, if a live is going to be live, why fake it? You know what I mean? I mean, it could be a pile of poop in there. I certainly hope it's like that. It definitely doesn't smell that way. I just, it's funny, the things that go through your head. Could be a pile of poop. So, yeah, we've got Mets RC is here. What's going on, guy? Who else we got here? Rift to the Raft. What is happening? Definitely a felony in one. Maybe a Big Rock or a different color felony in the other. So I will say the bottom box, just to give you a clue, the bottom box is a smaller box. Obviously they are, well, again, I still actually don't know what's in that box, but I suspect. A very high suspicion that I know what it is. And if it is, like I said, there was no joke, man. When I got a notification that there was a box at my P.O. box, I mean, yeah, it's definitely cool, man. I mean, like that blown away kind of thing. Yeah, definitely blown away. James George, what's going on, guy? Mile High RC, what's happening, man? Owen Rogers, what's going on, guy? Infraction and a felony. Dude, you could be right, man. You could be right. Leo, what's going on, man? Good morning to you as well. Shroomstar, what's going on, guy? Shroomstar's thinking Big Black and a felony or an infraction. Right. It could be Big Black. Big Black could be in one of those boxes. Could be a friend of Big Black. Could be a twin of Big Black. Robert Sanchez, what's going on, man? Clint, what's happening? Guessing Limitless and a felony. Both very good guesses, man. Keep in mind, one box is bigger than the other. I'll throw out that clue. One box is definitely bigger than the other. Mitchell, what's going on, guy? Right, Ford versus Fry. It was definitely a fun movie, man. You know how you watch those? Every once in a while, you'll watch a movie. Like, I think nowadays, it's very rare, I'm guessing, that people buy movies nowadays. It's like you'll Netflix it, you'll Redbox it, you'll stream it, whatever the deal is. And then you'll come across a movie, and after you watch it, you say to yourself, oh, man, I got to have that on disc. Now, is that really true anymore? Like, because I maybe it's my age or whatever. I'm not thinking VCR tape. I'm not thinking reel to reel. I'm thinking I don't know. You feel like you'd want to have like that hard copy, you know, the physical movie. You know what I mean? Blu-ray, you know, whatever's out there now. I don't even know what's out there. Platinum Blu-rays or something. Green Frog, good morning. Barbecue. Barbecue, what's going on, man? Felony. Oh, you're sticking to the felony and a Big Rock guy. So people are knowing. People are knowing. Obviously, there is a, you know, Big Black. There's an RC version of Big Black coming to the channel. I think people already know that. That's kind of that's an easy one. Certainly looks like a fun right. Well, the Morgan dollar is going to say which box actually gets opened. So we're only doing one box, and the determination is of this coin right here. Looks kind of like 620 of 6. Yeah, it does, but I'm pretty good like with scratch writing. I've been dealing with scratch writing like for quite a while. It's actually box 20 of 686. If you it depends upon how the camera angle is, right? So you get a camera, and when you have magic marker, you can see normally the overlay of magic marker over magic marker, meaning there'll be a definitive line usually when you have magic marker going over magic marker, and it's definitely a 2. It's just the way the person wrote the 2. So it's definitely box 20 of 686. But then again, okay, I don't know. It could be 620 of 686. You're right. 620 of 600. Right. Yeah, it could be. There you go. 620. I got you. Yeah. Okay. I'll go with that. I'll agree with you. I'll agree with you. The only difference is I've got the proof. It's funny, man. And even if it right, oh, Crocodile Dundee, right? I don't know how to do a Australian accent. I don't even know how to do a proper Southern accent. Or, you know, like Texan. Like I said, that's why this hat's on. There ain't no house in this box. Morten Silverstone. What is going on from Norway? Wow, man. What is that name? Germany. Jeez. We got some crazy time frames going on here right now. King D757. What's going on, guys? You think a Limitless? What, you think a Limitless in both boxes? Or do you think like a Limitless will pop out of a box? There's 2 boxes. Boy, that fan's annoying. A box of rare diffs. Oh, ouch! That's actually a good one, man. A whole box of trial diffs. What diff is gonna fit, right? That is kind of pretty sad about the EXP. I will say the EXP, it definitely runs. You do have to square away that differential in order for it to run. And having a vehicle be down because of warranty, like obviously if I didn't have a differential to throw in it, or if I didn't have JB Weld to put in it, or if I didn't have a locker to put in it, that is kind of a downer, definitely, because, you know, it's just like going out and buying a new car nowadays. You buy the car, you sign the papers, and then you get the call next day to bring the car back for a recall. And it's like, and they're like, oh, we're sorry, that recall is going to take about 6 weeks, and you got to drop the car off. Here's a rental. And it's like, wait a minute. I just spent how much money on a brand new car? And then, let's just say it's a 2020 Vet or whatever, okay? You buy a 2020 Vet, okay? The very next day, you get a phone call saying that there's a warranty. Oh, let's even put it this way. you get a text message on your phone, because probably that actually might be how things are done now. I don't even know. So you get a text message on your phone just as you're ready to hit the start button on the vet, and it's an alert of a recall. Do not start your vet, right? Because obviously the phone somehow knows that you just stepped into your vet. The vet sends out a signal that alerts your phone because they got some kind of like a overnight update, Wi-Fi something. Dude, I don't even know. I'm just throwing it out there. So you got your vet, you're ready to take off, you're ready to go rip it, and something prevents you from hitting that stop button because of a recall. And then 6 weeks out, and you're driving a Ford Festiva, or how about this, a Ford Fiesta, and it's like, what the heck? That's kind of how I'm thinking some people potentially are feeling about their EXPs, because if they had the EXP and the differential failed, and you're failing on, let's just say, I'm sure somebody, threw a BLX system in there, which was basically, it would be a stock system to throw in that thing. And I mean, I wasn't pumping 8S through mine. Somebody else, a few people out there pumping 8S. Earl Moorhead pumping 8S through his EXP, and he didn't have the diff issues that I did, which is pretty nuts. I mean, my diff issues came out pretty fast, and it's tough. It is a hard pill to swallow, but at least I feel ARRMA is trying to, they're trying to do their best, I guess, to square it away. They have to think of, they have to think of the bottom end. They also have to think of the top end. The top end being sales, and the bottom end being making sure they square away the warranty issues. So it's definitely a tough pill to swallow. For somebody to buy, a vehicle like that, it's a roller, and right now, for some, it's literally not even rolling because the differential's, crunching. That is tough. Maybe you got, full front wheel drive like I had. I had full front wheel drive on mine. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Move on to your other vehicle. That's why you need to have more than one vehicle in your collection, more than one vehicle that's similar. Maybe you've got you don't even know what would be similar. I just don't even know. Anyways. Brent, what's going on, guy? Limitless and a Mojave. Dude, I will tell you. Now, it's definitely not, just by box size, you can tell it's not a Mojave. A Mojave, man, that. I don't own that, well, I can't say it now. I can't say that I don't own many ARRMAs now, but there are obviously people that own, way more vehicles than I do. And I haven't really been able to speak about ARRMA, but I'm slowly being able to, which is great. I have no prior, ARRMA knowledge other than my first ARRMA pick, which was the Mojave, and that thing, wow. Like, I mean, if any of these vehicles that are in here, they're not hosses, if any of those vehicles in there are anything like the resiliency of the Mojave, then that is another ARRMA smashing out of the park kind of thing for me. I have, and maybe it's just I've had good luck with it. I really don't know. I don't know if other people are having issues with their Mojaves, but mine, no. I have point blank beaten that thing on and off camera to, like what I say, within an inch of its life, and it has been so resilient that it actually gave its rear differential to my EXP, which like I said, man, that's a tough pill to swallow. It's a tough pill to swallow, knowing what my Mojave has been through, and for my EXP to not have even hasn't even touched what my Mojave's been through. I mean, yeah. If you haven't bought an ARRMA, and I'll be a spokesman for ARRMA concerning that Mojave. I definitely will. if you're ever considering buying a Mojave, stop wasting your time and just buy it. Because the longer you wait, like the more time is like passing by where you're not having a smile on your face, getting out there and just ripping it. Shouldn't you know what is in them? Wasn't you the one that ordered? Okay, so RC Master, no. And if you watch my videos, and that's where I'm saying that a lot of people have a tendency to glaze over videos, okay? I'm being vague to a point, but also giving enough information to be correct to where anything that I am saying or displaying is not clickbait. So that's one of the things that I don't do with my channel is I don't do clickbait. And somebody even made a comment, something about calling me a Logan Paul or a somebody else, something about clickbait and whatever. And I think there was actually one video that actually labeled clickbait or something like that. I don't know. I think I labeled it clickbait or said it that way, but that was me being specific. To my knowledge, I've never clickbaited a video. You have to listen to the words. You have to watch the whole video. Every clue and everything in there is in there. And that's why I am confident to anybody want to call me a clickbaiter, that's your opinion. You do whatever you want. That's your life. But I have a clean conscience and I sleep very well at night. Clean conscience, man. So do I 100% positively know what is in one of the boxes? Yes. Do I have a very high suspicion of what's in the other box? Yes. Do I know what's in it? No, I actually don't. Like I said, it literally could be a repackaged, who knows, maybe it is a Haas. Maybe somehow Traxxas is pulling a fast one on me, and instead of me having two ARRMAs here, I have a Haas and an ARRMA box, which would be blasphemy. And then I already know what's in that box. I do. And I think the surprise is the delivery of that box on the day that it was delivered. Most of the time, packages do not come on a Sunday. That's like, isn't that like against the rules? Like, I mean, there are stores, there are places that used to not be open on Sundays. Maybe that's just not the way it is nowadays. I don't think I've ever seen the USPS deliver on a Sunday. I think well, maybe I have. Maybe I'm not paying that much attention. Maybe because I just really don't care. I know eventually stuff is going to show up. So when I got the alert, you know, that there was suspicious activity at the front door, and obviously I looked on screen and I saw what vehicle it was, you never really know what's coming. You just can suspect, you know? And I did suspect that I knew what was arriving to the door, and it was a surprise. Yeah, I'll go with that. Just because a tracking number says that something's going to show up at a specific time does not, especially nowadays, it does not mean that it's showing, especially FedEx, man. FedEx is having a rough time delivering packages like on time. So far, USPS, for me, personal opinion, USPS has been flawless. UPS has been flawless. It's very rare I'll get a DHL package. Usually something from DHL will be obviously like something that came from, you know, overseas or whatever, however that works. So, top box, I 100% do know what's in that box. I even know down to the color. Was I surprised that it came on a Sunday? Yeah, I was, because you never know. This box right here, I don't even know what's in that box. I really don't. Highly suspect, I know. And I know I'm dragging it out. I'm having fun here. Talking to you guys. You guys are just in the chat saying, hey, what's up? Clickbaiter. RC Will Hobbies, good morning to you. RC Will Hobbies. Are you the one that would call him? You the one that was calling me a tease, weren't you? You like tease. I don't know if you were being funny or sarcastic. Could have been both. I'm okay with that though. Felony. Ooh, a felony for sure. Ouch. Jack Frazier. Dude, look at you. Throwing a super chat in there. Thank you, man. Thank you very much for that guy. Jack Jr. Brazier. RC Will Hobbs. Is it an infraction or an infection? I've done that a couple of times. You go to type out infraction on, like in text message, like, on your phone or whatever. And for some reason, on my phone, infection comes up first. And I've thought about leaving it on some of the text messages. Like, dude, that infection is so awesome. It's like, because ARRMA kind of like is infecting the RC world, aren't they? ARRMA, in a good way, ARRMA is infecting and affecting other companies. There's one specific company that I have in mind that ARRMA has been, laying down a couple of good poundings, which is great. I love it. I love the competition. I love it. I love watching it. I love picking apart the music that ARRMA uses for some of their videos, and then you go, man, you pick apart that music, you know exactly who they're talking about. I mean, it's just like, put it together. That's where 1 + 1 really does actually equal 2. Not the 6 + 6 = 12. The 6 + 6 = 12 just doesn't, it doesn't add up in normal math. Well, I mean, it does, but it just, it's the wrong computation. Riff Raff guy, dude, what are you doing? For anything, brother, I appreciate that, man. You know it. I definitely appreciate that. UDRC, what is going on? Your son has not broken his EXB yet, thank goodness. Yes. And I am not the only one that's broken mine, and I'm sure your son is also not the only one that has broken his too. So that's actually a good positive. Mine was obviously shimmed wrong. I didn't have shims. I wanted to rip it, and I did and paid the price. So Mitchell's RC, holy crap, dude. $10. You're trying to buy the box? You're trying to buy that box? So Mitchell, you are on board on that coin toss. So how should it be done, man? I usually do it, all right, so I usually do it this way, okay? I think the norm is, like, let's just say you had the choice between this is box number 1, this is box number 2, right? So normal people would say, okay, box number 1 gets heads, box number 2 gets tails. Well, I'm not normal. So for me, box number 1 is going to get tails, which obviously this is like all America right here. So box number 1 is going to get tails, and box number 2 is going to get heads. So when I flip this, I'm actually rooting for box number 1. Box number 1 came in first. I really want to know what's inside that box for real this time. I never peeked. I didn't look through, like, there are like a couple little holes that I could probably like take a knife and scrape it by, and like I said, I just could have, take package of tape and just whatever, did the package tape. I actually am also rooting for box number 1. So box number 1 is going to be tails. Box number 2, which I know what's in the box, is going to be heads. So the question is, though, which way do you flip the coin? So, to be fair, I will do a blind flip, meaning I'll flip the coin and catch it. I won't know which way it landed in my hand. Then I will place the coin on my finger and flip it again to give a more accurate coin toss, because who knows, maybe I'm like super timed and I've learned to be able to, you know, toss that coin and know the rotations. And you know how crazy people can get on YouTube. You know, all you guys are crazy out there, girls too. All you girls and guys are crazy, you know, just like me. We're all crazy a little bit. There's always a little bit of crazy in everybody. Some people, you just don't want that crazy to come out. My crazy is a fun crazy. My crazy comes out and it's fun. Yeah, I'll go with that. So I'm going to do the double coin toss. Blind coin toss, just to give a fairness to the coin toss. Catch it, land it, and then second coin toss, that will open the box. Heads for the top box, tails for the bottom box. That's just how I'm going to do it. So Warren, what's going on? Reckon 1 is an infraction. That is a very good guess, guy. Very good guess. What did you order? Top is 7th scale and narrow, so it's on road. Bottom is 10 scale and tall, so it's off-road. RC Master, very good observance, but just remember, I also look like I weigh 10 more pounds on camera than I actually do. No, I actually probably weigh the extra 10 pounds. See what I mean? The little bit of crazy, that's fun. And I know, I'm dragging it out. What's the time frame that this thing has been going for? I don't even know. I don't even know how long has this live been going for. We're going on 32 minutes. Is there like a mathematical computation that I can do to where I get to a certain minute count and I can open a box or flip a coin? How about if we go to 1,878 minutes and then I'll open up the box? No! How many people are on here? Dude, 69, that's the perfect number. You gotta be kidding me. That, see, right there, that's the perfect number. I gotta screenshot that. No, come on, screenshot. How do, I just jumped to 70. Quick, somebody jump out so it can go back down to 69 and I can screenshot it. 69 is my favorite number. People know why. Go back up and read donations? What did I do? Go back up and read donations. For the bottom box, right. For anything, right. Good morning, everyone. I think I got it. I just got a message from Mitchell's RC. He wanted me to read what the dude, I'm pulling for the bottom box too. I fully want to open up that bottom box because that's the one that I have no idea really what's in the box. Jessica, what's going on? I almost said what's going on, guy. If I call a girl a guy, it's in a good way. You can call a girl a guy, right? What's up, guy? I mean, well, yeah, because you can't say what's up, girl, because then that makes you sound a certain way. What's up, girl? I don't know. I don't think I could say that. I'd call a girl a guy. What's up, guy? What's up, guy? A guy is a general term for me. Crack. What's going on, Crack? David Douglas. What's an M box has a felony and an ARRMA big rock? Meaning you think like one of them is a felony and one's a big rock? Dude, you could be hitting it. The nail on the head. You could be. You could be. Your autocorrect is crazy. Right. Dude, right. Yeah, see, I just almost called Jessica dude. Dude, I could call you dude too. You know, girls can be called dudes and guy and whatever. It's a term of, you know, what's up, bud? What's up, buddy? You know, you can call a girl your buddy too. Yeah, the extended cab big rock, right. Big black, right. Right. I will say, like I said, that definitely is a vehicle that's coming to the channel. It could be in one of those boxes. Could be in the coin flip box. I don't know. Kurtz RC, what's going on, guy? Cody Vandenberg, what's happening, man? What's in the box? You know it, man. What is in the box? Infraction in box number 1. Woo! RC Will Hobbies is being adamant. Heads top, tails bottom. Right. Right. But yeah, that's the way we're rolling. America, you know it, guy. Right. Dylan Davis from California, what is going on? Right, dude, you got a lot of wildfires. All of California is literally on fire. That is insane. Like when I saw, I don't mean all of it, but when we get the maps over here and we get to see like all the X's of where, you know, there are reported fires and like obviously they're merging and doing all that stuff, that's nuts. That is insane. I heard that there's like there's some guy out of Cali that's been wiring up like game changer fans with lipo batteries and something about fires, and I don't know where I heard that from, but man, you gotta watch out for that stuff. Earl Moorhead. If you call him 3 times, supposedly he like all of a sudden shows up. You know, like Beetlejuice. Is this something else that was 3 times? I thought there was another movie that if you said something 3 times. I know Beetlejuice was. If you said Beetlejuice 3 times, Beetlejuice would show up. But I thought there was also something else that was 3 times. I think it has something to do with some kind of demonic something. Procrastination. Dude, the king of procrastination. I'm just trying to toe cutter, what's going on? Dude, your name just drives me insane, the toe cutter. Why is your name the toe cutter? Like, what does it mean? Does it actually mean something? Just rip them already. I know, guy. I'm getting there. I'm just reading the chat. TJ Miller. TJ Miller. Bottom is a Sentin Mega. Ooh. That could be a possibility. I don't know what size the Sentin Mega box looks like, but people are thinking that bottom box is a 110 scale something. Could be right. The only way we're going to find out is we're going to find out with this coin. Ooh, even Riff Raff is thinking felony and a big rock. People are jumping on the felony big rock stuff. I'm liking the sound of that. Come on, guy. We got to go to bed and work tomorrow. Right, I know, guy. Relentless. Just open the bottom box. Forget the coin. Nah, guy. I got to do it this way. All right. Well, I think we've waited long enough. Oh, Toe Cutter is from Mad Max? Oh, I've got to find out who Toe Cutter is. Wait a minute. So Toe Cutter is from Mad Max? I got to see who this is. Toe Cutter from Mad Max. Oh, that dude? I didn't even know. That is a riot. I did not even know. So, Toe Cutter, you're probably all along the lines of it possibly being a felony in one of these boxes, right? I'm thinking that's probably what you're thinking. 69 again. Right, because we're losing people. Nice. All right, I got to screenshot that. Come on, phone. Takes so long to get into the thing here. All right, supposedly right now it might be 69 people. What the heck? There we go. How many people? Oh, it's jumped down to 68. On my end, 68. I just want to screenshot it. Is it still 68? Yeah, it says 68. Come on. Even then, 68's okay too. So numbers 67, 68, 69 hold a huge, like, huge thing in my heart. And that's obviously from, you know, that what they call muscle car era. 67. Well, that's okay. So we got 67, 68, 69. I think it's time to flip the coin. So like I said, I'm going to do a blind like flip. I'll try to do it on camera. So like I said, we're going to go for heads for top box, tails for bottom box, just because I like to do things like opposite. So I'm just going to shake the coin in my hand, and I'm just going to put it on my finger, and I'm going to flip it, right? And when I flip it, I'm going to attempt to catch it, and then just put it back on my hand and do a second flip to determine which box actually gets open. So I'll flip, catch. I got to somehow just put it on my hand. Okay, so that was the first flip. It flipped actually a couple times, almost at my face, because I'm like trying to like make sure I'm in frame. So this is it. I'm actually nervous here because I am pulling for that bottom box. $10 on Mitchell RC says that bottom box is getting open first. I don't know, man. Is it the $10 box? It's in the hand. Perfectly caught, flat in the hand. Now, obviously, the way people always do this is usually people will take it and they'll flip it and open, right? But I'm going to do it different. The way I caught the coin is how I'm going to, you know, determine which box gets opened. So tails. Tails is that bottom box. Heads is the top box. Before I open my hand right now, like there should be like 74 comments right now. Like I want to see it. What do you think? In my hand, when I open it up, is it going to be heads for top box or tails for bottom box? Bottom box came in first. Mitchell's RC gave $10 for that bottom box to be opened. Let's see if his $10 is going to be right. So come on, jump into the comments right now and just do it. Just have fun. I've still got the thing in my hand. I haven't done nothing with it. I'm just curious. I want to know. Still in my hand. Haven't flipped nothing. Got to get the Chevy and Ford in there. All right, dude. Wow, you guys are going nuts. All right, we got, wow, a lot of people going tails. Dude, I love the sound of that. Game changer. Oh, no. Did you miss something? Not yet, guy. Game changer. So what we're doing is we're trying to figure out, we tossed the coin to try to figure out which box was actually going to get open. So in my hand, I'm just going to open it up, and it's either going to be heads or tails. Tails is the bottom box. Heads is the top box. Bottom box is the one that came first. Tails, you killing me? Smalls. All right, we got heads. We're looking at more tails. Toss again? No, I did not cheat. I don't do that. Gus Custom, dude. Gus Custom, what do you think? Heads or tails? Quick, come on, Gus. Get into the game here, brother. Top or bottom box? What do you think? Heads or tails? Heads? Ooh, you're going for a top box. All right. What? And heads. Oh, even Ann is thinking top box. All right. Well, you ready? This is going to be the reveal. So here's the coin. My hand is actually crimping up now. Going to open up very slowly. Peel one finger. Peel the next finger. Oh, there's a coin right there. And check it out. Oh, no, it's top box. Why? Why? I literally was hoping it was going to be Tails. I literally, I actually was thinking it was going to be Tails. I was. All right, so unfortunately, we won't be opening up the mystery box, which is actually killing me. Should I do a second? Should I do a second shot? Let's see what happens if I did do a second shot. So if I did it the traditional way, if it was second shot, right? I'm not going to do it, but if it was second shot, what would it have been if I did it the traditional way? No! So if I had done it the traditional way, I would have got what I wanted. I would have got bottom box open. See? You pay the price, but that's why I let the coin decide. Everybody else was thinking Tails as well. Not everybody, but the majority of the people it looked like in the thing were thinking it was going to be Tails, but dang it, it was heads. And if I had just done it the traditional way, if I had just kept that closed and just went, all right, there it is. No, would have been wrong. Dang it. All right, I'm still not sad. It is now killing me. So all right, so maybe this actually works out as a positive because I'm going to do the live unbox of the top box. The top box is actually the one that won. Man, why did it have to be the top box? Dang it. Does heads like come up more often than not? Like, I mean, I felt I gave it a pretty fair. I felt I gave it a pretty, fair toss. There were people that wanted heads, people that wanted tails, and yeah. So, all right. Dang it. Dude, I really wanted bottom box. Mitchell, I'm sorry, man. Your money went to waste. I am sorry. Right. See, open both? No, I can't. You want to see someone build a new version, Sentin? Right, there you go. That's what I know, man. I don't know. Just open them both. I can't, guy. I'm only opening one. That's the way it goes. You gotta drag out the content. I gotta be the next, what was that being called? What was the person? Someone called, I forget what they called me. I actually screenshotted it. I won't show you the name because I'm not interested in causing issue for the person, but the screenshot says, there will come a point that this will get old and rather quickly. Maybe I'm just not the intended target. I came and was happy originally since I was new to the hobby, but now it just feels like I've joined the Jake and Logan Paul garbage. Please get back on track for the adults instead of this clickbait trendy garbage. And please, so the comment when you read it, the comment, was just expressing opinion, and I get it. But the thing is though, is that I like to have fun. I want to have fun with what I do. I mean, it might not be for everybody, I mean, the channel might not be for you, but that's why you just click the button and you just turn the channel off and go watch Logan Paul or whatever the people's names are. Is it Logan and Paul something? I don't even know. I don't even know who the guys are, but I know that they're YouTubers, but that's about as far as it goes. So maybe if they called me the next Casey Neistat or Peter McKinnon, that'd be different. I actually wouldn't mind being, like, dude, you're just like Peter McKinnon. That means that my YouTube footage and videography and photos and stuff would be on point. And I know it's not. But that is actually where I get some of my ideas from when I film, but actually when I, like, really film it, not when I'm just, like, messing around. So, all right, I'm going to grab a knife, and we're going to open up that top box, and we'll see what's inside the top box on COVID and Coffee from RC Guy Garage. So I'll be right back. I'll grab a knife, and we'll just bust into it. So you can kind of just stare at the boxes for a couple seconds. Or I can put you on a wind chime. How about that? I'll put you on a wind chime. So you can just, you know, take the wind chime just for a couple seconds while I prep. No, I'm not changing boxes. That's not how I do things. All right, we are back. Get you off the wind chimes. You can tell I just went in and out the door. And how am I going to do this? Maybe something like that. Something like, I think like that. These hats out of here, get my drink out of here. My wife makes these shakes. These things, I don't know. I mean, I know some of the stuff that she puts in it, but these things are awesome. It's definitely not helping me lose weight, though. The weight's still there. All right. Here's the knife. It's my favorite knife. So what box was it? Was it the top box or bottom box? I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was the top box. We'll just take this box. We'll have to put it away for another day. I gotta tell you though, that put it away for another day, that day is today. So that other box is getting opened today, but that's actually just going to be a video. So I'm going to actually do a regular what's in the box for the original box that came. That was slated as tails. It ended up being, you know, the other box that came, which was the surprise box kind of from yesterday. So enough of, you know, all this. Let's just get into opening up the box and seeing what's inside. So obviously on the box, you can see right here, we've got Don't Just Bash Blast. And I think we all know what company or what manufacturer this is. It's pretty obvious. Open up the knife. This is one of my favorite knives, or actually, should I say, this is my favorite knife. My son gave me this. This is a CRKT fossil knife. The fluidity of how this knife works, the sharpness of the blade, the way it opens up. These knives are a good quality knife from my opinion. So just going to start opening it up. So I'll pop the tape on that side. We'll zip it across. Being careful. Come across here. I got to get my drink off the table because I know this is going to spill. Box is open. All right. Let's see what we got here. Look at that. I even opened it up the right way. You sure you want to see what's inside this box? All right. So it looks like I can reveal the box this way because the way it opened is kind of perfect. I think we need like background music or something. Some kind of music to like present what's inside this box right here. So there we go. Open up the top. Nice and slow. Bam! Now come on. You had to know, right? Wow. Holy smokes. Yes! 80 plus mph. ARRMA felony. I do know what color this one is because obviously it says it on the side of the box. We have got the all-road street bash 1/7 scale stinking 6S BLX ready to run. Just, what do they call it? They call it something to the wall. They call it pedal to the metal, burying the trigger. Just absolute holy smokes of an animal car. Wow. Wow, even when I stabbed the knife in the box, it didn't actually go through the box. Wow, this thing is mint. All right, well, let's get it out of the box. Like I said, this is actually going to be a full what's in the box from RC Guy Garage, meaning instead of it just being an opening of this box, it's going to be an opening of this box. You obviously now know what it is, so you guys can all take off because you've already seen what's inside this box. But I'm actually going to continue with this live. I'm going to do the full unboxing live, and hopefully we don't get a stream dump out. I'm just going to pull this thing out of the box now, and we'll just take it from there. Holy smokes, man. Now, yeah, you just know, right? ARRMA, Horizon, they've got this right. Let's not tip my iPad off the thing. Very carefully. Get rid of this box. Man. Wow, this thing is mint. This box is huge. All right. So I'm just going to take it off of here. So have a spin. So here's your look at the front of the box here. This is obviously the ARRMA felony from Horizon Hobby. Spectrum technology, all the stuff we already know, RTR. On this side of the box, we all know what the platform is. We all know what this is. In reality, the only difference that we're looking at is we're looking at some, not really like major changes. We're talking about a different rear differential. So the differential, not the housing, but the differential is different, obviously, because it's taking up for the sizing of the rear wheels, which you look at the rear wheel right there, it's a 107 millimeter tall tire by a 50, I think 3. I think it's, yeah, 53. So a 53 millimeter tread by a 107 tall tire. And then obviously the front is the regular, you know, infraction, and limitless size tires. So yeah, definitely cool. So here's the difference. The rear end gets a GP6, which is a 1445 rear differential, and the front gets the 1542, which is obviously the front differential, and then again just giving you your tire size. Shows you the engine accessories, or the faux engine accessories that you can throw on there. You got your turbos with your intercooler. You've got your stacks. You've got your blower. Yeah, this thing is definitely a cool setup. Right here, it looks like the exhaust pieces. I guess you can change out the exhaust. I'm not sure what that little circle one is. Not positive what that is. Maybe that's like a single exhaust. I don't know. It would kind of look funky though. But anyways, here's a look at that side. Obviously, the front splitter is different on this vehicle. I believe the rear diffuser is the same on this from watching Earl Moorhead's video. The rear diffuser is the same. It's just obviously the rear bumper kind of like area is different. This is where the box actually got damaged from shipping. On this side of the box, rotate device, yeah, I know. On this side of the box right here, you get your vehicle specifications, which I can't read. So all this stuff is literally going to be the same, I believe, except for the height. So yeah, that's what I assume. So not ever owning an infraction or a limitless, I cannot speak to anything on this car other than this is the right one. And I do like the fact that on the box art, they do show it without the massive spoiler. So you can see on this side, on the orange side, which is very sharp, I know what color is inside of here. But on, obviously, you know, it's got that wing, which, you know, it does look cool. It definitely gives it, you know, the look. It's obviously got the wide body, you know, front and rear, the fender extensions to give it that wide body look. Definitely that massive wing to, I guess, increase downforce and maybe assist in tracking. I kind of doubt it, though. On the side of here, gives that DX3 radio, which I actually like, but I did find that I did find on my Outcast that that thing does have a lag in it. So, and I noticed it pretty quick. You've got it's not even a Spectrum servo, so that is an ARRMA servo, right? I think that's an ARRMA servo. Yeah, I think that would be ARRMA, right? Waterproof, whatever. Spectrum Firma. We're talking a 150 amp smart ESC. Spectrum Firma motor, which is their 4074 2050 kV. And then just like all the junk down here that we already know that really isn't necessary. You can see they're talking, you can run it on 2.2S or 2.3S. They're always going to give you the advertisement to get their little bundles, which, you know, some people want to run this stuff. So if you do want to run, obviously, that smart technology that they're talking about, like on the whole box, I mean, you know, right there, Spectrum dashboard. I did try that on, I think, my DB Pro or my DBXL-E 2.0. I can't remember which one. I might have tried it on both because I'm pretty sure they both have the smart technology in them. I'm not good with that smart technology, but I am gonna have to. So, but that's just basically selling you the bundle pack. On the back side or the bottom of the box, we are looking at some nice box art. I definitely like the way the rear kind of like bumper, I guess, kind of area is that orange. I do think that pops. I do like the wording right there. Nothing to see here, officer. Definitely ARRMA was stepping it up huge in just styling. Let's just talk about styling. ARRMA stepped it up huge with just the styling of the body. Are there major changes? No. I mean, you've got the little bearing right there that obviously is for the drive shaft. They did change, obviously, the rear end, which way is it? They changed the rear end, obviously, to accommodate for a much fatter tire, which, you know, gives that muscle car look. There's the wing that's on board. I might have to run the wing only because a certain somebody else already took the dang wing off and ruined it for me. Not really. That's just showing you a picture of the motor. Showing you a picture of, well, I'm glad they didn't say actual size. Talking about the safety pinion and basically just the capturing device. Trying to keep like the Trying to keep the dang dog bone in place on the drive shaft. There goes your motor stuff, showing you the blower, the turbo, the stacks, and just the regular intake manifold. There's that center bearing, which I want to take a look at. There's the bottom of the chassis, just basically showing you what we already know. There's the orange. Here's the orange. I'm not going to scan it down further so that we can see what's in the box, because if I go down any further, you're going to know what's inside the box. So let's just bust this box. Oh, tongue-tied. Sometimes that happens. See, on a live, you can get tongue-tied when you're trying to do like a what's in the box. So now we're going to cut the seals. This is weird doing this live because there's no editing. So we'll saw open those seals. Seal 1, and we'll just rip through this one. Seal 2. Right here. We'll get seal number 3. Seal number 4, and I think that's it. Nothing on the side. Nothing on the side there. I'm going to make you guys dizzy for a second. All right. So what do you get inside the box of the ARRMA 1/7 scale ripper of a felony? So what color do people think it's inside this box? Are we going with black or are we going with orange? Bam! Black! Oh, they're definitely going the right colors with me. So inside this box right here, I'm assuming, if I remember correctly, this is the instructions and the... we've all seen the unboxings. So yeah, instructions, which actually is way heftier than I thought. So they're giving you... I don't know what that hose is for. This was something that Earl had kind of mentioned. He said that there was a hose in here. So I don't know what the hose is for, but it comes with a nice wrench, bunch of junk in there. Yeah, stickers, manual. There's obviously your blower, your snorkel, and obviously the other engine pieces and turbos and exhaust and some other stuff I'm not exactly sure it's in here. I don't know what that hose is for. I really don't understand what the hose is for. So, inside the other cavity, got the remote. So that is the DX3, which is their newest remote, which eventually there's going to be a Bluetooth device that will pop, apparently, right into this slot right here, or some kind of like speedometer or some kind of something is supposed to be tossed in there. So I haven't really figured it out, and eventually, hopefully, they'll unveil whatever the heck it is that is supposed to go in there. If there was going to run smart technology batteries, obviously on that side, the lighting is horrible. Obviously right there, there's your battery meter. So if I was running smart technology batteries, it obviously, the receiver would send out the signal saying where your battery level was. None of this kind of stuff really matters to people that have been ripping RCs for quite a while. You just don't care. So steering looks like out of the box, I'm set to normal, throttle set to normal, speed limit. It's jacked all the way over to 100. On the side, you can see we've got AVC steering rate, brake rate, steering trim, throttle trim, and a bind button. And then obviously this button right here is going to be for what they call the handbrake. So on the V2 of the infraction, it actually comes with a handbrake. Now the wonderment that I have is, which way does the handbrake work? Does it work just in one way? Like down, up, or is it both ways? That's one of the things I don't know. So, something on there? Nope. 4 AA batteries. We all know that. Lighting is terrible. All right. I see you, Haley. Get this stuff out of here. Pull the car out of the box. Damn, this thing looks sick. Here we go. Wow, look at that thing. You're gonna get dizzy again. So there we go. Yeah, Haley. Haley, where are you? What you doing? Hey, sweetie. What you do? You hot? Are you hot? All right. So getting a good look at this vehicle, I can obviously see this. There's like, if you want to go crazy, there's certain things that you're going to want to take care of. And with this particular vehicle, I probably... the body cutout, not very good. It needs some sanding, but that's just personal opinion. We're going to peel that stuff off to reveal the flat black and the gloss stripes front and rear. So on the front, you can obviously see it's got a gloss stripe, which I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, that flat's on the outside. And the gloss is on the inside, I believe. Pretty sure that that's how this paint works. Get you a good look at the front of the grille. A lot of people, obviously, you know what this car is modeled after. So if anybody ever had like a second generation Camaro or Firebird, you already know what it is. So basically, like from this point forward to basically where this back door stopped, or back door, where the back of the door stops and roof line, you know 100% this is Camaro / Firebird. You get a look at the grille, you already know that's Camaro. It's basically like a, I guess I want to say 1st gen to 5th gen Camaro front grille. I'm assuming like these would be like turbo intakes, which is kind of funky because if you did the turbos on those little dimples right there, yeah, why would you need the intakes to kind of like be down there? Aren't the turbo intakes like scooping out from the hood? But they definitely hit it out of the park with this thing. Even that right there is reminiscent of that 2nd generation, or actually 3rd, I think, generation Camaro, not Firebird. Coming along to the side here. Definitely see that if you want to go crazy and make the vehicle just look better visually, obviously you're going to want to take some sandpaper and square away some of these rough edges. If anything, yeah, you know, I'd actually say go ahead and square away those rough edges, because I already know what happens when you come across, you know, something sharp. And that is sharp. So, coming across to the back here, not particularly liking how close that wheel is to the front of the wheel opening. That might have something to do with pin placement. Front wheel looks all right. Boy, does that get close. That gets real close. So maybe just some fine tuning of the body. Boy, that really is close. Come along the side, the same thing. Just a little rough. So if you want to take some sandpaper and just, you know, go nuts. It kind of looks like the back. I'm wondering if the original body, I'm wondering if this back section had some type of a cutout that would have given it, you know, taillights, like, you know, like the Firebird kind of look. This definitely has like that, you know, The first spoiler right here is obviously second generation Camaro because of the way it sweeps in to the quarter panels. It does have the glossy stripe on the back, just like the front. Does have, looks like maybe some type of like air scoop foil kind of thing. I definitely wouldn't recommend carrying it by the body. All the edges are sharp, so watch yourself on that. Again, this is supposed to be for direction of air, to tame the air. Oh, this thing looks mint. Now I know when my wife sees this, she's gonna love the way this thing looks. Spin it over to the other side here. The other side, you got the gas cap coming through the quarter panel. You got tethered pins. Obviously, that's, you know, the gas tank, or the fuel cell is what they would call it. It does have what would have been simulated louvers. It's just a sticker. So, and I think Earl Moorhead had kind of like already explained that popping these pins out, because of the fitment, the sticker is really not going to last long. You are going to be grabbing that sticker, especially when putting this pin through. It almost seems like the pin should go this way. Seems like it would go better this way than coming the way it is. See the way it is? It's putting a pull on that tether. Almost seems like maybe it should go that way. I don't know. We'll see. So let's just pop these pins. Get a look at the inside here. You need to rotate device. There's nothing to rotate. The wing does have a... Yeah... I can definitely see that if you don't address the sharp edges of this wing, just the vibration wind force is going to cause scuff marks on the Lexan body painted surface. All the body lines line up for the wing. See how that body line lines up for the wing? That looks pretty good. This rear little fake plastic piece seems fine. Again, just addressing the cutouts is just, it's just what I'll end up doing. On this side, it looks like we have a better wheel well clearance in the front. I may just address, obviously, the wheel well, sand it up a little bit, just make it look a little bit nicer. I mean, they're pumping these things out. Bringing along the body line here, we're starting to get sharp again. Definitely going to need to take some sandpaper to that, fix that up. Just make it look nice. People are calling it a street basher. It is. Front wheel looks centered just like the other side. But I mean, look at that. Would you look at that? That thing looks incredible. Not a step. I like that they're even going through the details of something like that to put no step on there. It's that scaleness, I guess they're talking. And then right inside the grill right there, you got ARRMA Felony 6S. I believe that says 6S. It's not really focusing very well. Original ARRMA Motorworks. Felony 6S. I've already got a couple of stickers that I have in mind to throw on this vehicle because I already knew what was inside the box just because of what it said on the outside of the box. So I've got some stickers to throw on this thing. Pop these pins. We'll get a look at the inside. I actually do like that intake manifold. Again, very reminiscent of, what is it, 5th generation Camaro with coming through the hood like that. Just that look, So I'll pop the body off. Body comes off a lot easier than I thought. Place the body right there, nice and easy. Make sure it's all right. Oh, you know what, man? Ooh, I don't like that. So I see something that I think I like literally want to address right away. Look at that, my body actually has a hole in it. Is that a hole? Dude, that's a hole in my body already. See that? That's a hole. So it looks like I'm going to have to get out the Bondo. I'm going to have to Bondo and primer that hole. Going to have to fix that hole right there. But Earl had mentioned about this body, which I want to check right now. He was noticing like the weirdness of the paint, which it's definitely present in mine too. It must have something to do with the painting process. It does have the protection for the rear wheels. Does have protection for obviously the body pins, nothing on the sides. But he was mentioning that these side pieces are actually glued on, which I can see that. It's a double-sided stick tape. See that? That's a double-sided stick tape. So something that Earl Moorhead had mentioned was the possibility of, I think, either doing like screws or rivets or something like that. I think he mentioned like black rivets, and it would go along with that Mad Max style. But one thing that I'm seeing that he didn't mention, at least I don't think he did, was where this body flares out right here, or flares in. It's there's nothing there. So it's almost as if there maybe needs to be maybe a rivet or something tossed in that top that goes through the bottom, but then obviously you got that space right there to make up. So the side panel's not installed like perfect, but what do you expect? I do have a hole on the other side too. Look at that. There's actually a hole in the body on the other side as well. Where is it? Right there. See how when I drag my finger across the hole here? See right there? That's a hole. Let's zoom into it. That's a hole through the body right there. That's funny. I wonder why there's a hole through the body. But just on the very bottom. Another hole right there. That's odd. Well, anyways, I'm getting too detailed about it. Doesn't really matter. But just as a reference, I might do a couple of things just like Earl's going to do, just to modify the body, just because he was worried about these side skirts potentially popping off and losing their bond. Obviously, right here, you're going to get sand and junk all stuck in there, so there's that rear exhaust tip, chromed out. Kind of almost looks like a smoked chrome. I need to get some snips. So I'll be right back. Get some snips. About to get dizzy again. Hold on. You're gonna get dizzy. All right. So I am going to do the same thing, basically that I saw in Earl's video, only because Earl's got, when in my opinion, okay, Earl, I hate to say it, Earl is the one that I literally watch when it comes to speed. That's the only person at this point in time. Obviously, Phil Jolly, same thing, just because of some of his speed runs. But as far as speed goes, Earl is actually the one that I watch. So I'm gonna snip these zip ties, release this bad boy out of here. So I don't know how packaging like is normally done, but even the thought process to go ahead and stick this center folded up piece of cardboard underneath showed that at least in the packaging they were giving a certain amount of care, meaning because basically what they were doing was almost buffering the suspension by putting a folded up piece of cardboard underneath this car, because this car actually rubs on that cardboard right now. I think that was pretty smart of ARRMA to do that. It shows what's called attention to detail to an extent. Obviously the body is something different, and I'm not going to have a problem, you know, taking a little bit of sandpaper and, you know, just, you know, cleaning up the body. You can't expect any of this RTR stuff to be perfect. One of the first things that I think that Earl had noticed about his car, and again, I'm looking at a platform that I know nothing about other than seeing videos. But one of the things that he had keyed on right away was the slop in the rear wheel. So that's the first thing that I'm going to check concerning like the suspension of this Felony, is just to check and see if the slop that he had is present in the slop of my car. So both his rear hubs had a certain amount of slop in it, which if you got to pay attention to Earl's voice. You can hear it in his voice when something, you know, I think was something that kind of shocked him. And he also noticed on his right side rear that his arm attaching to the diff case or diff housing, that area was also had like a odd amount of, not as much slop as his hubs, but so I want to check. So I mean, that's what's great about seeing videos like that, is I saw his unboxing, and you heard what he really liked about it, and you heard what he kind of questioned. So I'm going to question that too. So I'm just going to jump right into the back and prop up the wheel here. Now, I don't think I have as much slop as he did, though. All right, well, maybe so this side definitely has slop. This side is much more minimal. That's weird. Why would there be additional slop on one side than the other? See how this wheel doesn't move as much? I'm trying to show you on camera. See how the car's moving? But this wheel actually feels like it's like, this wheel actually feels like it's, you know what, it might be lug nut loose. This wheel actually just might be lug nut loose. So what I'm doing is I'm putting my finger in between. It almost feels like my wheel's lug nut loose. So I'm going to take this cardboard and just prop up the rear end, just so I can feel. That definitely has a lot more slop than the other side. Look at that. Why does that have that much slop? All right, so I'm seeing it already. So the slop is actually in, I'm going to focus in here if I can. Because you can actually, I could actually see it. So if I can get in there. Oops. So we'll focus in just like this, okay? I'm going to prop the car up on the rear to get the rear wheel off the ground. And then I'll refocus you in here. So right now what we're looking at is we are looking at the rear left side inner bearing hub. Okay? And there's obviously the dog bone and that cup. So do you see how you're getting a reveal of the bearing? So there's actually this slop in that. It's not just the slop of the pin. Because the actual plastic has slop too, which you gotta expect that, I guess. There's a certain amount of slop. That obviously just needs to be shimmed out. But the difference between this side and this side, my other side, the other side is not as sloppy. But see on camera? At least I know I can see it. Maybe the frame rate's not showing it right. My eyes could actually see it better, I think, than the camera showing it. And I mean, it's probably all acceptable, but that was something that he pointed out. He pointed out point blank that, you know, obviously, you know, there was a certain amount of slop that he had in his. And I, you know, this isn't a speed car. Well, I mean, it is. It's a speed platform, but this was considered like that basher. I don't think there's like any difference. Like the hubs have got to be the same. All the components, everything have got to be the same, other than just the minor things like changing out the rear diff, putting on new rear tires, swapping out to whatever that little roller bearing thing is, which is right there. So that bearing obviously rides on this drive shaft, which I shouldn't have taken the cardboard away. But another thing that he had noticed was he had noticed that his drive shaft was wobbly. Like it already had a kind of like a pre kind of bend in it. So let's check and see if my drive shaft is wobbly. My drive shaft is straight. Believe. Yeah. There might be the slightest little something in it. You know that. There actually might be the slightest little wobble in the drive shaft, but... And that bearing, supposedly, is going to assist, or the two bearings, is going to assist in taking away the flexibility that happens in this drive shaft, like what Earl was coming across. I think it was his twin motor, that his drive shaft kept hitting his center brace. So my drive shaft seems to be laying on the bottom bearing, and I don't believe that there's any contact with that side bearing. So let's try to zoom in. So I don't believe that there's any contact with the drive shaft And the bit, yeah, so there's no contact on mine, which is fine because I don't think there should be any contact. The contact literally should only happen, I would assume, under that extreme kind of like circumstance where I think it is laying on the bottom one though. So it is just resting on the bottom one. It's not contacting the side one. So that's probably not an issue. Because once it starts to go nuts, which I think under normal circumstances, a drive shaft is obviously going to get weak wherever its weakest point in the metal is. And normally, if the metal is consistent throughout the entire drive shaft, normally the weak point is going to be in the center-ish, unless there's some kind of issue along that whole drive shaft. Now, none of this I can speak to other than just having knowledge and looking, you know, like I said, watching Earl's video. The other thing that he had noticed was the drive shaft slot moving back and forth, which I think is kind of funny because the EXB comes with these little special rubber things that go inside of these cups, which stop that from happening. Now, the other thing that I had noticed between the Infraction V2 and the and this car was, I'm assuming, from what I remembered seeing on pictures, that this piece right here, which is like a, it's like a cup protector or something, to where, I guess, if for some reason the pin was going to break or the drive shaft was going to come flying out, it's not going to come flying out. It's almost like having a drive shaft loop. So in certain instances with racing, you'll have what's called a drive shaft loop, and usually it's like somewhere within the drive shaft. And what it's supposed to do is, in the event of a yoke exploding or whatever, which is normally, you know, where you're going to have the issues, at least it'll kind of like hold the drive shaft in place and not kill the driver. You know, give a certain amount of protection. So I'm thinking that's kind of what this is it's almost like a drive shaft, like kind of like end point, kind of like loop or something. So now what else are we looking at? So we'll go up to the front suspension. While we're here, we'll check out the wiring. I think they probably could have put, if I'm really going to be a wine bag, I think they probably could have put a little bit of a longer wire, positive lead, to that little cat pack, because with this moving around like this, and especially these two wires being split, I could definitely see the potential of this little cat pack becoming disconnected just over time, even if it just gets ripped out or whatever. Seems like that wire maybe should have been longer. I mean, they gave a nice short wire for the positive. Maybe they should have given a little bit longer lead for that. I mean, for the negative, maybe they should have given a longer lead for the positive. Again, just an observance. Probably take a zip tie, and maybe I'll just zip tie the wires like that together just to kind of keep that from any kind of wire stress. So I'm just seeing just wire stress, that's all. And again, that's just personal opinion and complaints. It is actually a purposely built, bent antenna tube, I think. Kind of funny. Oh, he checked arm slop. So that was the other thing that he checked. Was checking the rear arm. So I'm getting more just overall movement, I think, than I am. This hub is definitely way out of whack. Why is this one hub like so loose? Again, I'm just being a complainer. All this stuff you can square away. You obviously would know if you were going to speed rip this car. At least that's what I'm learning. You don't just take a car out of the box and just rip it. It's not how a speed car works. So if you are going to speed run this thing, make sure you go through it. This hub is definitely tight. It looks like the little ball ends here. Looks like my ball joints. Looks like my upper and lower ball joints need to be, that's what I'm going to call them. I'm just going to call them ball joints because that's literally what they are. Looks like my upper and lower ball joints do need some adjustment. There is a little bit of extra action in there. But again, that's just so minor, it probably doesn't even matter being a car that's a basher. This upper arm definitely has a lot of slop in it. So I'm saying, if I can show you. That's a lot of pin slop right there. Maybe another shim would take care of that, but it would have to be one heck of a thin shim. The other side, same exact thing. Plenty of arm movement. Again, being a basher, which is what they're calling this a basher. I don't really think it's a major concern. Until you start wanting to maybe make this car go straight, that's when it obviously becomes a concern. And again, as far as the speed, as far as the whole speed things is happening for my channel, this is all new to me. I do notice that my front wheel, the inner side of that front wheel, does have a noticeable whoop in it. See that? And that's probably just from sitting in a box. This side, same thing. So maybe just throwing this car in the sun or taking these wheels off and putting the wheels in the hot sun would maybe help relax the plastic, unless it's the glue, the way the tire's glued on. Let's go to the back, check that out. Same thing with the back. I don't know if you can see that. Just obviously I'm sitting in the box. Sitting in a, must have been sitting in the shipping container that Earl Moorhead's Outcast came in, where his shocks were all bleeding. That's why I've got flat spots on my wheels. So again, basher, doesn't really matter. Speed car, yeah, probably does make a bit, especially this one. It's got a major flat spot right there. Watch. I'll rotate it. Flat. Flat. See where the spring is? You can line it up to where the spring is. Flat. It's got a hump and a flat. Right there. It's because it's got a hump right there. And then it flattens out right there. The other side. Same exact thing. It's obviously going to be the inside of the wheel because that's where it's weakest. But enough of the complaining. It's in reality, it's really nothing to the car. The car itself looks absolutely beautiful. See, we got a little bit of odd deflection with the plastic right there. Not sure what's going on there. Maybe if I release the screws and let that plastic relax, maybe then it would look better. It's kind of funny, huh? So I'll loosen up these screws and see what happens. See if I can get that to relax. If I can't, maybe I'll just throw a little bit of heat on it and allow the plastic to naturally relax down. If I put a heat gun on it, hopefully it would want to settle, but I'll take the screws out first just to see if that's what the issue is. Underneath part of the car, we don't have any crazy ARRMA, you know, etched graphics or lettering or anything. Chassis feels nice. This is obviously a stamped chassis, you can tell. You can tell by the ridges. Ridge right there. It's all stamped down. I will go through all the screws just to give them a tweak. And obviously just going along this rail just to relax this to see if I can get that little thing out of there. Something that Earl had mentioned was this front splitter was on those front screws. And I'm assuming what it is it's these screws right here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe those are the screws that actually just attach the splitter to this. And Earl's literal first comment about any of these cars, whether if it's in fraction, I think, and or limitless, which obviously now this is involved, is he says, just take these screws out and put in a slightly longer screw, and it will help retain this front splitter from, I guess, smashing off. So there are screw holes like missing, which I'm not sure what all that's about. Look like they don't go to anything. Do they? Make me wonder now. See that right there? Am I missing screws? The only reason why I'm asking if I'm missing screws is because that screw right there actually goes into a piece of plastic on the top. So when you look at the top of the car, that hole right there lines up with the bottom of the chassis. So does that mean like I'm missing screws? I think I'm right? That screw right there? Yeah, that one. Right there. Is that supposed to have a screw in it? I could understand. Well, I could understand why that one doesn't have anything in it, because it doesn't really look like that goes anywhere, but oh, wait a minute. You know what? I think I remember now. Earl actually got these special plastic pieces that go into this channel. Maybe that's what that's for. Is for that, like, extra, like, wind something, whatever the heck it is. Maybe that's why that's like that. Same thing right there. I just saw something Earl said. It's for the... oh, okay, so it is for the shields. Okay. But it's funny, though, how that's actually 2 pieces of plastic, though. Right? That's like 2 pieces of plastic. Like, it almost seems like there should be a screw there anyway to keep that together. I almost want to say you should put a screw in that. Because that seems like that's divided. Is that divided? See, I can't tell if it's divided or not. Maybe it's just a mold. So that's either a mold line or a division line in between the lower part of the chassis and that front brace. Again, I've like I said, I can't speak to this car. This is literally my first This is my first infraction limitless felony, because that is what this is. The tiny fan, though. Look at that thing. That thing is tiny. I already know what would go there. You already know what fan's gonna go there. Game changer, baby. Why not? Yeah, I think that little tiny fan's gonna get out of there. That's not gonna move any wind. I'll probably leave it in there just to give it a test, but in reality, I gotta see like how the heatsink is actually on here. This might be like one of those two-piece heatsinks. I can't tell. Trying to tell. Yeah, see, I can't see. Nah, it looks like it's all one piece. Well, a game changer fan would definitely probably help with the airflow on this vehicle. It'll be nice too, because if you could get a dual game changer to fit in this area, whether you do like a like an adapter plate or something like that, I wouldn't mind having a fan blowing some air actually at those gears as well, like taking care of like this kind of like front section. So you take like a game changer fan, stick it on here, and then have the other one kind of like overhanging, blowing them some air into this area. Some people might think, oh, you know, you're just going to blow sand and debris in here. Nah, I don't think so. GRC, the felony's going to be your first street bash? Dude, I have never had one. I don't even, I wish I could speak to this speed stuff, but this is literally my first, like, other than the Hobao, this is a different level. This is actually a ripper. My Hobao is a, my VT, that's a touring car that I'm turning into a speed car, but there's going to be limitations, like, literally inherently into this. This thing is pretty cool, though. I've never looked at a limitless or an infraction, meaning I've seen what they look like on video, on pictures, go into the hobby store, and there might be like one there that has a sign, don't touch. I've never actually had one in my hands. So this is different. This is different for me. This is cool. This is slick. I am definitely pumped. Yeah, and that body right there. Those side skirts. I'm definitely in agreement with Earl. Those side skirts really need probably a mechanical fastening. I wouldn't trust that. If this is a street basher, I mean, I know certain tapes, double side tapes, bond really well, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think that. I'm definitely in agreement with that. I mean, I know, like I said, I know certain tapes have really good bond. The things were clean, but for possibly longevity of this, because you can definitely get this panel, to fit better. Because right now, it's not even fitting right. So if you really wanted to go nuts, which I think, for me, I think I'll have to do. There should be bonding tape right there. There's no bonding tape right there. And this is all just ease for installation. They probably just literally had the bonding tape already on there. You you peel off a couple pieces or something. I can't tell if that's like one whole piece or if it's a couple of pieces. But I can yeah, it's actually a couple pieces. So it looks like there's a strip that runs to there. Yeah. Nah, just for me, this would need to be cleaned up. This body actually would fit way better too. So this side skirt piece would actually fit better if the double-sided stick tape wasn't there. There is actually a double-sided tape that's literally as thin as tape with no foam. That would probably work really well because it would be like an anti-scuff and like a sealer in between this lower skirt and the you almost like want to call this like a rocker panel almost, but we'll call this a lower skirt and the bottom edge of the door, or that would actually kind of be like the midsection of the door. So that double-sided tape is actually holding that away to where I think you could get way better fitment if you wanted to be particular about this. And I would stick actually double-sided tape here, trim it, and then put a screw in and down through. That way this would stay rigid. See, I mean, look at the gap on this side. So see the gap on this side? See how it gapped here? Getting rid of that double-sided stick tape would get rid of that gap. It would cause this panel to kind of like be more in line. And then when you look at this side's way off. Look at the gap on that side. Again, I'm just wine bagging here. But you could definitely get that to fit way better. But again, does it really matter? Nah, I guess not. No ripple roof. What do you mean I'm live? So, yeah, it's a shop though. Definitely modeled after, we already know. This is definitely modeled after, at least basically from here forward, definitely modeled after the Firebird and Camaros, which I'm definitely a fan of. I love Firebirds and Camaros. Everybody knows that. So, yeah, I guess that's it. We did the unboxing. We do know what showed up at the door yesterday, which was a matte black, just beautiful looking infraction limitless felony. So, it is sweet. I am gonna have to charge up some batteries, I think. Get this thing ripping today. The other thing that he had mentioned, or Earl had mentioned, again, I'm referring to Earl because this is the video that I saw. So the body does key onto these posts. So there are two holes on the bottom, and there's also this right here, which the body post, 3 of them. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2, 3 body posts that line up with that. That's kind of bugging me, that piece of plastic being bent like that. It has dimple locations too for if you want to put the turbos on. So obviously you're going to have to punch holes through, but once you punch the holes through, you're done. Once you put the turbos on, that's it. Unless you're going to use body filler and we'll throw some stickers on it. But I got some Go Fast stickers that I want to throw on this thing. So it just looks like rocking it back and forth kind of locates those pins. That's all I did, was just basically place it on, rocked it back and forth, and those pins got located. So something's holding that up. What's holding that up? Ah, the side skirt's holding it up. Yeah. So when you see how you see that pin's not even popping through where this side is? So that pin's perfect. This one just needs just a little touch down, and it's that side skirt hitting that panel. Yeah, this thing looks sharp though. Look at this thing. This thing really does look nice. That's the shot right there. That's where this camera should have stayed. Right like that. That is definitely slick. Definitely slick. And I mean, when you think about it, right? Some people like, oh, you know, all ARRMA did was they just basically rebodied another vehicle, you know, a vehicle that they already had. You know, what's the difference between them and Traxxas? Well, I don't know. I guess ARRMA took their best vehicle. They said, you know what? People have been wanting, they've been wanting, at least I know I have. I've been wanting them or someone out there to put out a muscle car. And that's what this is. Mad Max kind of muscle car thing. So they've got the body styling dead on. Like, I mean, that's sick looking. I think, you know what, the only thing that would have topped it off, the only thing that would have topped it off was if these louvers were actually real louvers that scooped air. That would have topped it off. Or even if they threw on, you know, like the, what was that though? Late 70s into the 80s, they, Camaros and Firebirds and some other cars had the louvers on the back window. Very similar to that. Actually, one of my Trans Ams that I owned came with louvers. I wonder what happened to those. It was a 3-piece louver. It had the straight and 2 side pieces that wrapped the side portions of the window. It was the first thing I took off. I kept it though, but it was the first thing I took off. I have no idea what happened to it. But yeah, this thing's mint. Look at this thing. Dude, that's like literally like, that's literally 5th gen like performance. Even the sticker, the way even that says performance on it, totally, they're knocking it out of the park. So to go back on, you know, not only is it just come on, tighten. So not only is it take this hat off. Oh God. So not only is it the styling that they have of the car, they already had a platform that was mint. They made some minor tweaks and adjustments to it, which makes sense. Rear drive shaft was a flop shaft at the eventual speeds. I think like Earl is saying, like when you get to that 100. When you get to that 100 and beyond, your drive shaft becomes a horseshoe. So it looks like they took care of that with that bearing, with the dual bearing that the drive shaft rides on, or at least potentially kind of comes into contact with. Will there be possible chatter? I don't know, because there's already slop in the drive shaft anyway, so there's already a certain amount of vibration at a certain speed. How much will that bearing take out of it? I don't know. The bottom, my bottom is contacting, my side isn't. I think that's potentially the way it should be. At least it's kind of like just laying on it when it's in its relaxed state. I definitely see that drive shaft slop back and forth should be taken care of. My EXB actually has inside the drive shaft cups, actually has like a piece of rubber. If you don't have that, you can throw O-rings on it. Most manufacturers, I think, use O-rings that I've seen if they're trying to take the slop out. So I've seen Redcat do that, and I've seen Hobao do that. I'm really not seeing many other manufacturers doing that. So that's just what I've seen in the vehicles that I have. What else? Rear differential. Rear differential is obviously a smaller rear differential toothed setup to where it's a 1445, I think it said. Was it 1445? Or I forget what it said. Wherever the box is. I don't know. Just back up the video. It says it somewhere. Rear differential is different. Obviously, I'm assuming front differential is the exact same throughout all the vehicles. So whether you're talking your Limitless or your regular infraction, or infraction V2, pretty sure that just the rear differential on this is different. Obviously, because the rear tires are different. So you're going to need a differential that technically is spinning slower to accommodate for the bigger wheels. Would you want to throw on the same size tires and wheels front and back? Nah, not on this. Why? They created this vehicle to be exactly what it is. Can you turn this into a speed car? Yeah, of course you can. But just even me not being a speed person, you've got literally a massive blockade right here, stopping you from attaining some of those speeds that the Limitless gets. Because the Limitless is obviously flat and it's a wedge shape. So it's designed to give downforce but also give forward motion speed. This is designed for looks. It's designed for exactly what it says on the side of the box, for speed bashing. Like, I think that's what it says, right? Doesn't it say? Yeah, street bash. It says street bash. So that's what this is designed for. Are people going to push it? Yeah. Heck yeah. Why not? Why not push the envelope? But just know, you push the envelope, you're probably going to be pushing the envelope of your wallet too, because you're going to be buying some parts. You know, like a new body. You know, somebody video I just saw, they were talking about how awesome the back tires are. They're nice and fat and grippy. And all of a sudden, like literally as soon as he finishes a sentence, slam! Right into a curb. And that is literally always the way, man. I'm telling you. It's always the way. So I'm going to pull this in. Going to see what's going on in chat. Obviously, we're done with the unboxing. You now know what the Sunday delivery was. Unfortunately, I am going to be doing a video on the other one, which I am going to do that today because I just have to see what's inside that box. I really do. I really do. Or should I make it another live? I don't know. The videos do better. The videos do better than the lives. Bow River Basher. Right. Oh, yeah. A-Main, too. Right. Jury. I saw that. 85 he got, right? And he crashed. Dude, or was it? No, he got 75 and he wiped out into the curb. He got 85, and it sounded like he, like, ping-pong balled or pinball smacked into some curbs around that end where they blacked out the footage. That was actually pretty good. Riff Raff, Scruffy Page. You love the lot. Yeah, I know. Paul Clancy, what's going on, guy? The back tire on the laser nut kill. Right. So, jury, like, so for the laser nut, the back tire needs to go and a wing needs to be put on in place. But they're just going for that scale look. So. The other box is full of tires. Dude, Cody, absolutely. The other box probably should be full of tires. Oh, GRC, are you still here? You're going to jump your felony? Oh my God. Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to blow the splitter right off. Put some batteries in and let it rip. Guy, you know what, man? It is a good day to let it rip today. I think you're absolutely right. I definitely think you're absolutely right on that, man. Guy, check out. Oh, Mike, I already checked it out, man. When I did the live, the StreamYard live, when we were talking about the unveiling of this and the Infraction V2, that was one of the things that I had pointed out. I pointed out that I wouldn't be able to play the video on the live because obviously it was somebody else's channel and I'd get a copyright and blah, blah, blah. But I did point to going to that channel to check out the video. The video's insane. That's the guy, I'm assuming, that made the video for ARRMA. For ARRMA's video. So. All right. Well, I'm literally going to, we're coming up on 2 hours and 15 minutes on this live from RC Guy Garage. It was picking which one would be unboxed, and I used the coin. We did the coin flip. Obviously, you saw which vehicle got unboxed. Initially, the thought was to run this with its regular wing, which is maybe the way it will end up, but because somebody else has already done that, I'm going to leave the wing on for now and just rip it with the wing on, just to get a different visual. But I definitely do like the more cleaner look of not having the big whale tail in the back. It definitely is a look. It does look cool, but maybe just not, maybe just not for me. I mean, I'll rip it the way it is stock and just take it from there. So... But like I always say, thank you guys for the donations. We had Rift to the Raft with a donation. If I can show, can't even show what, I can show it on here. So we had Super Chats today. We had Jack Jr. Brazier, Rift to the Raft, and Mitchell's RC. Thank you guys very much for those donations. They go directly right in the channel. Keeps like this awesome content just pumping out. No, the content would pump out no matter what anyway. But I definitely appreciate those donations. You know where they go. So I always say just get out there and rip it. There's a lot of stuff for me to do today. I got 2 videos to do. Technically 3 videos because I want to rip this thing. Not sure if I'll rip it on my street or if I'll have to take it somewhere. I do know of a parking lot that potentially is empty. I might take it there. Yeah. Why isn't Traxxas sued Ram Trucks right now? Dodge. How come Traxxas hasn't sued them? Man, just throw that right into the mix. TRX4, huh? TRX 4x4? Wonder why. Probably because they know that they could never step to a company like that. So, anyways, I'm out. You should get out too. And like I always say, rip it. Do I hate Traxxas? No, I don't. Am I still annoyed? Yes, I am. But whatever. I do love all my all the Traxxas vehicles I have. I do like them. I do. Damn it, I do. But they should treat their customers better. Yeah, they should. Maybe they treat everybody else better than they did me. I don't know. It's kind of the way I'm feeling. So, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for coming to this COVID and Coffee. This was the live unboxing of 1 or 2. I was rooting for box number 1, which was Tails, and it literally would have got it. If you play it out how I played it out, heads would have won. No, Tails. Tails would have won. Heads won. Dang it. It's always the way. So I'm out. Thank you guys for coming to COVID and Coffee. I'll see you guys later. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you already know what to do. Just do it. Doesn't cost you anything. Just like that guy Kevin Talbot says, doesn't cost you anything. Just subscribe. Smash that bell. Just get out of here and get out there. Like I always say, just get out and rip it. Because that is what you should do.